Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 13, text number 3. purāṇa-saṅkhyā-sambhūtim asya vācya-prayojane dānaṁ dānasya māhātmyaṁ pāṭhādeś nibodhata. Word to word, Purāṇa of the Purāṇas, Saṅkhya of the counting of verses, Sambhūtim the summation, asya of this Bhagavatam, vācya the subject matter, prayojane on the purpose, dānaṁ the method of giving as a gift, dānasya of such gift giving, māhātmyaṁ the glories, pāṭhādeś of teaching, and so on, cha and nibodhata, please hear. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada and his disciples. Now please hear a summation of the verse length of each of the Purāṇas. Then hear of the prime subject and purpose of this Bhāgavata Purāṇa, the proper method of giving it as a gift, the glories of such gift giving, and finally the glories of hearing and chanting this literature. Purport. Srimad Bhagavatam is the best of all Purāṇas. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur explains that other Purāṇas will now be mentioned just as the assistants of a king, or mentioned in connection with his glorification. Namo Bhava Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamnita Namne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pachani Nirvishesha Chunyamadi Pāṭhādeś. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So again, on the first day of this new year, English calendar, we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, the chapter entitled as The Glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. There are many festivals we all celebrate, right? Janmashtami is there, Radhashtami is there, Gaura Purnima is there, Diwali is there, so many festivals. And Bhagavata Mahatma says, among all these festivals, the best festival is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, studying Srimad Bhagavatam is the most wonderful festival among all the festivals. Especially today, the first day of the year, English calendar, so wonderful to discuss Bhagavatam. The real festival, it is festival to the heart. There are so many Purāṇas are there, and this is the king of all the Purāṇas, and also is been known as Amala Purāṇa. And there is no tinge of materialism in this Bhāgavata Purāṇa, and also is known as Mahapurāṇa. Among all the Purāṇas, Mahapurāṇa is Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada says Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken on Krishna. Well, whatever we read in Bhagavad Gita, all the principles, those principles, the case study of those principles is Srimad Bhagavatam, where each devotee, what are the principles spoken by Krishna, each devotee exhibit that principle and show it to the world. And also, the summary of the Vedanta Sutra, Vedanta Sutras, all the principles of Vedas, which is given in form of a sutras, formulas. The conclusion of the Vedanta Sutra, again, it is Srimad Bhagavatam, according to the Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, one should be so careful. Never miss a Bhagavatam class. Never miss studying Srimad Bhagavatam. One should carry Srimad Bhagavatam in the heart. When you carry Bhagavatam in the heart, then our lives will be successful. And I think in the year 1996, I came to Tirupati. I started giving the first Bhagavatam class, 4th canto on Prithu Maharaj. It took 22 years to come to the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam conclusion. Of course, the 4th canto, that means again the 1st canto, 2nd canto, 3rd canto, 4th canto, then the In 22 years, we have completed one cycle of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam describes only the Lord's glories and the Paramahamsas. Lord's devotees, they are very, very pure. Paramahamsas. We all know Hamsa. What is the quality of the Hamsa? We mix the water and mix water and milk to a Hamsa, he will drink only the milk, leaving the water. That means these Hamsas, the Paramahamsas, the supreme transcendental devotees, they take the essence, what is important for spiritual life. In their lives, the rest they neglect it. So wonderful. This Bhāgavata Purāṇa is so wonderful. I'm going to read the benefits also from Bhāgavata Mahatma. And this Bhāgavatam, regularly by studying, what happens? By giving a gift of Bhāgavatam to somebody, what happens? Of course, the last time when we distributed Srimad Bhāgavatam, that time we read, again to recap, to remember all those things, so that we'll build up some affinity towards Bhāgavatam, carry Bhāgavatam in the heart. How many of you want to become free from this materialistic mind, wants to become free from material work and free from materialistic understanding? And Bhagavatam says, you study Bhagavatam. By studying Bhagavatam, we get transcendental knowledge, number one. By studying Bhagavatam, we get devotional service. By studying Srimad Bhagavatam, we develop Krishna Prema. By studying Srimad Bhagavatam, we develop transcendental qualities. And this Bhagavatam, so many Purāṇas are there. All the Purāṇas, it has some moods. They describe about the moods. But Bhāgavata Purāṇa is the only one, it doesn't describe about the moods. Even it is described also and tells you how to come out from the moods. Who spoke Srimad Bhagavatam? Sukadeva Goswami. You heard from whom? Before that you heard anything? Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, you see, is so transcendental. Always very happy. Pāṭhādeś questions, my Lord, you are always very happy. It looks like you don't have any problems at all. Why? But I get headache now and then. Why, my Lord? What is the way out? Then Lord Shiva says, I know Srimad Bhagavatam. And I meditate on Srimad Bhagavatam. And I follow the principles of Bhagavatam. I am always very happy. Shiva means, what is the meaning of Shiva? Auspiciousness. Where Bhagavatam is there, those who meditate on Bhagavatam, the life becomes auspicious. Everything it touches, anything it does, it is auspicious. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur compares the Srimad Bhagavatam to 5 items. Number 1, he says lamp. Number 2, he says sun. Number 3, Mohini Murti. Number 4, desired tree. Number 5, tasty fruit. He compares the Srimad Bhagavatam to these 5 items.
అందుకని విశ్వనాథ చక్రవర్తి ఠాకూరు
lamp. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says lamp is very important. For the Lord, he says, like the lamp. Of course, now we have electricity, but those days no electricity. It's only a lamp. Actually, electricity, they're using it, actually it's dirty, you know that? It's very dirty. If you are trying, we are using no other choice because we are using it for Krishna, but actually it's not good. You know? In my younger days and all, my grandfather, they never used to like electricity. You know, some people in my relatives, they never brought electricity to their house, though it was there. You know, electricity, that's for the Shudras. No. That's for the Shudras. Electricity is for the Shudras, not for us. Only they used to light the lamp in the houses. Every room, 2-3 lamps will be there, only lamps. And they used to really, a lamp is wonderful. Especially ghee lamp is amazing. Bright light, very pleasant, very nice fragrance, and a mode of goodness. Mode of goodness. This electricity is for the Shudras. Right? Surprising, right? Very surprising. We think olden days there are uncivilized people, they never had the capacity to use electricity. No. You know, this is for the Shudras. That's their understanding actually. You know? Even today you just see many 5-star hotels, big parties, they call it as candlelight dinner. Candlelight parties. That is no electricity. They light only the candles, lamps everywhere. And in that they eat, and they say this is the best way to eat, very nice. That's the way our ancestors are eating the prasadam, the evenings or whatever the case may be. That's the way they used to be. That's the way they used to lead their lives actually. Now they call it an occasion, candlelight dinner. Candlelight parties, no electricity, only candles, only lamps everywhere. So Bhagavatam is compared to lamp. Why means lamp should be there? It will dissipate the darkness. Bhagavatam, one who carries Bhagavatam in their lives, will dissipate the darkness in the heart. That's why Vishwanath Chakravarti compares Bhagavatam to lamp. Then he says sun. Right? Sun is very important. Without sun, we cannot survive. Without sun, what happens? Everything will be devastated. Without sun, we cannot survive at all. There will be no life without sun. The food, we get due to sun. And the warmth, it is due to sun. The temperature maintained is due to sun. When the sun is there, everything is very bright. So Bhagavatam is sun because it brightens our life here. From the ignorance, it will brighten our life. At the end of the day, we can go back home with the help of Srimad Bhagavatam. All the thieves and the thugs, ghosts and the goblins. When sunrise is there, means what happens? Thieves and thugs, they'll run away. And the ghosts and the goblins, they'll never stay when the sun is there actually. They all just run away actually. Similarly, there are so many anarthas which is very strong in us, they'll just go away because of Srimad Bhagavatam. So those who study Bhagavatam regularly, the bad elements, those who want to destroy you, trouble you, it happens in the material world. They all cannot touch you, they all go away. They'll be away. And some years back, a big politician stayed in our guest house. He was staying in room number 2. He met me, he was talking to me. And he was trying to share his feelings. He was telling, my wife is not behaving properly. She has an illicit relationship. Swamiji, please tell me. I am planning to finish him off. My wife's lover. What will happen to me if I do that? What will happen to me? So, can I do it? If I do it, what will happen? Then I explain the karma philosophy. In the next birth or after that, you will be chopped up in the same manner. So instead of that, you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. You pray and read Srila Prabhupada books, your problem will solve. Why these assassinations? Why all these things happening in this world? Main reason is envy. Why the envy is there in our hearts? Who can tell me? Why the envy is there in our hearts? Why envy is there? Who can tell me? Last night you heard. Because of the sense gratification. As long as we are after the senses, we want to enjoy the senses, envy is there. But as long as envy is there, we cannot go back to spiritual world. The sun like Bhagavatam can remove this envy. Remove this control the senses, sense gratification. When I want to enjoy, why he is enjoying? That is envy. I want to enjoy this senses. Why he is enjoying? He should enjoy, I should enjoy. That is envy. It can be anything. It can be name, fame, money, woman, man, anything. I should enjoy. I should enjoy. Right? Totally on the bodily platform. That the deep understanding, misunderstanding, this Bhagavatam removes. All of us, we all want to be very, very happy. But not let go in the envy. To let go of the envy, should give the sense gratification. To give the sense gratification, we should study Bhagavatam, hear Bhagavatam, and worship Krishna and develop love for him. This is the sutra. The first item is lamp. Second item is sun. Third item is Mohini Murti. Vishwanath Chakravarti compares to Mohini Murti. Why? Mohini Murti, very tricky. Right? The nectar was there. She gave very nicely, very beautifully she came. She gave the nectar to devatas, good people. Suras, those who follow God. And she cheated and baffled these demons. Baffled the demons. They got totally confused actually. They lost the whole thing. Bhagavatam can do the same thing to us. Those who approach Bhagavatam very sincerely from the heart, Bhagavatam helps. If there is no sincerity in the heart and approach Bhagavatam, like for the demons, how Mohini Murti baffled, we get baffled. We get baffled in spiritual life. We get cheated in spiritual life. That's why it's been compared to Mohini Murti. Right? The demons were baffled. She was making such nice poses, dancing very nicely, and taking that one and talking to them very sweetly. They all got baffled. They all become so stupid. They gave the amrita to her. Come on, you distribute it, no problems. And she cheated them very bad. They got baffled. Same Bhagavatam can do. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, same thing Bhagavatam can do. There's so many beautiful verses, how the Bhagavatam baffles us. There's some sloka in Bhagavatam where you can have nice sense gratification. This is all over. There's slokas. There's sloka where you can merge with Brahman, become one with Brahman. The sloka is there. That's baffling the insincere people. This sloka, some years back, one devotee, when I was in Bangalore, he took this particular sloka. See, you can have sense gratification. Bhagavatam is saying so. He showed this sloka to Jayapataka Swami, Guru Maharaj. He showed him. See, Bhagavatam says, why one should take sannyasa? Why you cannot have 2-3 times marry? Nothing. Bhagavatam says. Then he looked at it and he started smiling. He started smiling. It is for fools. It is for fools. Bhagavatam is there for fools. Because they got the cheating mentality, Bhagavatam cheats. That person already had 8 children and is planning for a second marriage. And he was a devotee. He is a devotee. Devotee. Nice, everything, chanting, everything. Then look at this. So they get cheated. And he got cheated. I know his history now. He is there. He got totally cheated. So like that, Bhagavatam is compared to Mohani Murti. It baffles people and cheat people, those who are not okay. Next, Bhagavatam is desire tree. Bhagavatam is a desire tree. Any desire you have, will get fulfilled. Krishna will fulfill all the desires? Krishna will fulfill all the desires? No. That which will help your Krishna consciousness, only those desires he will fulfill it. Krishna will never. Lord Shiva will bless whatever you want, he will sanction. Brahma will sanction, Krishna no. That will help your Krishna consciousness, only that he will sanction, others no. That will help his Krishna consciousness. Brahma will sanction. Lord Shiva will sanction, but Krishna will sanction. That which will help you in Krishna consciousness, spiritual life, only that will sanction. I think Bhagavatam, like morning, after Mangalarti, I made a quote. Kardama Muni, 3rd canto Srimad Bhagavatam, very great devotee, performing austerities. A very Krishna conscious person, but had a desire to get married. He was such a wonderful devotee, Lord personally came on Garuda. And he told, very shortly, Swayambhu Manu will be coming here with his daughter. And Lord says, this daughter is very beautiful. She's got very big, beautiful eyes, dark eyes she has. Because the desire is having, Lord is saying, very beautiful eyes she's having actually. You can get married to her. And she has qualities also. And what he says actually, Anurupayete Prabhu. And he calls Kardama Muni Prabhu, Master. He says, Master, why? Lord is offering, Lord is telling, Lord is like matching a beautiful girl for him. Plus, and he's calling him Prabhu, you're my master. You get married to her, and then I'll take birth as your son. Just imagine. Because he had a desire, a Krishna conscious desire. Anybody plays, I want a beautiful girl, the Lord will come? He was such a wonderful devotee. He had a desire, a Krishna conscious desire, to enter a Grihastha ashrama so that I can benefit the whole world. That desire was there. Such a desire my devotee has, so I'll take birth and benefit the whole world through my instructions to my mother Devahoti. You see? One can have the desire, a Krishna conscious desire. Not the desire to enjoy myself, to please my senses, or please somebody's senses. No. To help the Loka Kalyana, help the whole world. By giving Nama, Krishna name, by giving Krishna Prasadam, by giving Krishna conscious books, Bhagavatam. There's a real help to the society. There's a real help you can give to the family, to the friends, to anybody. These things. Holy name, holy books, and Prasadam. Srila Prabhupada had so many desires. His desire was his Guru's desire. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj's desire to give Krishna consciousness to everybody. The same desire he carried. He carried in his heart. What happened? He created a revolution in the world. By giving holy name, by building temples, by giving Krishna Prasadam, by giving book distribution, by his books, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, everywhere. So you can have desire. All young boys here, you can have desire. But it should be Krishna conscious. Otherwise, karma. You will face the music. Very difficult. Material world is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So, nothing wrong. That's why it's a desire tree. Bhagavatam is a desire tree. It can fulfill the desires, provided the desire is in tinge with Krishna consciousness. I want to have a nice career in a company, nothing wrong. But Krishna conscious career. Even the job what I do is yajna, is an offering to Guru and Krishna. That should be the mood. Where Krishna is there. Oh, I'll take a very nice job and let me enjoy and see the Parish very nice in the material world and the competition, envy, all these things. That race, Krishna is not present, only karma is present. We reap the results. It will not become yajna. Anything in this world can be a yajna. Where Krishna is there, that becomes yajna. And the last is tasty fruit, not just fruit, tasty fruit. Very tasty fruit is Srimad Bhāgavatam. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam sukamukad amritadavi. Pipata Bhāgavatam rasamalayam muhu aho rasika bhuvi bhavakaha. This fruit is not ordinary. Juicy fruit. You're right, you eat mango season, Bangan Pille mango, right? Golden color, juicy one, how it will be? So nice, right? This juicy fruit, and it's been bitten by Sukha, a parrot. It's been said, when the parrot tastes the fruit, it becomes more tasty. And this Sukha Vyasadeva's son, Sukadeva Goswami, he has tasted it actually. So it's more sweeter actually. When you taste this one over. And this fruit is not only meant for conditioned souls. It is for the liberated souls also. It is for the conditioned souls and liberated. Paramahamsas, they enjoy this fruit. And conditioned souls, they also enjoy this fruit. How many of you read this, taste this fruit? Ultimate. There is no better fruit than this. So Vishwanath Chakravarti explains this 5. Number 1 is lamp. Number 2 is sun. Number 3 is Mohini Murti. Number 4 is desire tree. Number 5 is tasty fruit. These 5 principles. Want us to understand. So just imagine these acharyas are so pure, so wonderful. Always helping nature, Jivadaya. We cannot grasp these things. And they give like acronyms like this, simple way for us to understand. Remember these things, and practice Krishna consciousness nicely by keeping Bhagavatam in our heart. Tomorrow we'll discuss the benefits of Srimad Bhagavatam. By Bhagavatam, what happens? What are the benefits we reap? Anybody has any questions or comment? Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Srila Prabhupada